Hi, Emmanuel here with Transformed to Succeed, in short, T2S. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through the steps on how you can create a group on AWS, attach permissions to that group, and then you're gonna create a user, and eventually you're gonna add that user to the group so that the user can inherit all of the permissions that you have already attached to the group. It's kind of like one of the best and most recommended way to administer users in a given environment. I'll take you to my console. So you're gonna need to make sure that you're gonna have to make sure that you have an account with AWS. And I'm gonna close some of my windows here that I don't need. And then once you do that, go to services here. You can either click here or just go to the tab, search tab here, and then type in IAM. It's gonna take you to the IAM dashboard. When you select that, you're gonna land on this dashboard that you see here on your screen. And then if you go to user groups, there's only one group. In our demo here today, we want to set up a DevOps group. And then after setting up that DevOps groups, we're gonna attach permissions. Next, we will go to users. We're gonna create a new user. We'll give this user the name of Alexis Chance. Everything that we do, and then in the end, eventually we'll log in as Alexis Chance. So let's jump right into this. I'll show you my Visual Studio code this is the terminal that I use. And remember, we're gonna do this on we'll be using your command line, which means that you are required to have an AWS CLI application installed on your system. And in every video when I do this, always provide the link here. So just look for this one here: install or update the latest version of the AWS CLI. And it gives you how you can do that, whether you're using a Linux operating system, a computer that is using Linux as its operating system, or using a Mac OS. In my case, I'm using a Mac OS, and you may probably be using a Windows. So this is the documentation that you're gonna need to go to so that you have your AWS installed, CLI installed on your system. Back to our terminals. We are back to our terminal here, and these are the steps that we will follow in this video to accomplish our task or to work on our project. Number one, make sure that you configure your AWS account to begin talking to your local machine. And this is the command that you're gonna need to do. You make sure that you have your keys set, because you're gonna need an access key. You're gonna need I'll show you quickly here. So if you do this on the command line on your computer, you're gonna be required to enter the access key ID. You're gonna need to enter your secret access key. Then you configure your region. Next, you configure your output format, and that's it. So I have already done that, and make sure that you do it before you proceed. First, let's create our DevOps group. And to do that, we just use this command here. Sometimes when you copy the command and then you paste it here, it may because of white spaces, it may create some error, typo, whatever. So you're gonna have to review the command line, the command, and then use it. So let's accomplish step number one. I'm gonna run and execute this command. So that's done, and you see here this is proof that we have created what we needed to create here in our case. And then next, what we want to do, we will go to step number 3. So step number 2, it's done. We go to step number 3. Step number 3, we want to attach policies to this group, to the group we've just created, the DevOps group. And we're going to attach 3 policies here. The first one is to give to every user belonging to this group Amazon S3 full access, because these are developers, so they will be kind of like they'll be storing codes and scripts in some S3 buckets. We need to give them full access. All right, since they will not be administering our instances, our EC2 instances, we want only to give them read-only access to EC2 instances, and that's what we'll be doing. So that's policy number 2. And the third one, we want to allow them to change password, because when we create this user account, we're gonna require them automatically, as they log in for the first time, to reset their password. We will start with this command here. I'm gonna copy that command. I'll clear my screen here. This is my terminal, of course. Then I'm going to paste it here. And you see what I told you. If you go here, you see the 202. So that's the kind of error that you have to make sure that you fix. So we're gonna fix that. And you look at the entire command, everything looks okay. We're gonna attach this first policy, and that the prompt did not complain, meaning that everything is okay. We go to the second policy. We're gonna go here, and then what I can do, I will just recall this command. Then I'll replace the ARN, so the Amazon resource number, I believe. I'm gonna just replace this, take this, I'll copy, and then I'll put it here. So it's the same command, save time, press enter. I will do the same with the last policy here. I'll just copy the ARN of that specific policy we want to attach to this group, and which will be this one here, to allow every user in this group to change password. Paste that, then I'll run the command. That's done. So now let's go to our console and verify that we have created a new group, DevOps. If I refresh this, you see we have created our DevOps group. It has no user at this point, and we created it 3 minutes ago, okay, as of this recording. I click on the DevOps group to go to the dashboard, and here you can see, let's look at the permissions. Permissions, we should see 3. 1, EC2 read only. I'm gonna make it bigger, see here. And then the second one, full access to the S3 bucket. And then here, the user should be able to change the password. So, but to this point, we have no user here. Let's go back to our command line. We go back to our command line, and what we need to do now is to create our IAM users. But in our case, we'll only create just one, Alexis Chance. So what I have done is that I just I'm gonna give Alexis, the username would be alexis.chance, and I'll get again rid of the 202 here at the beginning. Okay, so I run my command and the user has been created. And you need to take note of this. You have the username, you have the user ID, you have the ARN of the user, and you have the time when the user account was created. So take note of that. And next, we need to add our newly created account, user account, to the group. I'm gonna copy this. We're gonna add Alexis to the DevOps group because Alexis is a DevOps employee. Make sure that you read and confirm your command before you run it. Now press run. So that's done. Now let's go back to our console here and check. If I refresh this, you see here, so far we didn't have any user added or to this group. I'm gonna refresh it, and Alexis is here. So now, if you look at Alexis, you see Alexis has inherited the 3 permissions that we attached to the group. Alexis belongs to the DevOps group, and Alexis has no security credentials. So Alexis cannot log on to her account yet until when we give her some permissions. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna enable Alexis to sign into the console, like what I've done, what I'm doing here. And to do that, we go back to our command line here quick. We are on our command line. So we're gonna help Alexis now. We're gonna create a login profile for console access for Alexis. And we use this command here. So we're gonna use that command here. I'll clear this screen and I paste. So what you see here, I'm gonna explain this command in a moment here. Let me get rid of what we don't need as part of the command. I'm gonna get rid of that, and then I'm gonna go back here. So you see, we're gonna create a login profile for Alexis Chance. Then we'll set the password to be password 123. So I'll clean this up, and then lastly we're gonna require password reset. So first thing you do, you make sure that you write down the password that you want to assign to Alexis. I'll press enter, and that's done. If we go back to our console here and I refresh, you see I refresh Alexis Chance's dashboard here. I'll just do that here. So you see now Alexis has access to, you see access here. You see console access enabled without MFA. MFA, that's multi-factor authentication. So that's probably another video that I'm gonna make for you guys. And now what you need to do is to send Alexis the information that Alexis needs. So like here, if you click manage console, you can change password or whatever. But since I know that I have the temporary password, what I need to do is just to send Alexis this link here, because this is the link to the console to sign in. I copy that. I'm gonna send it to Alexis. And here I have this. Let's assume that this is Alexis' computer. Okay, so that she's gonna use that link, and I do that, and it's gonna lead here. Then she will enter her password, username. And next, she's gonna enter the password that I sent her, which is password, and we all know it. 1, 2, 3, an exclamation point, and then she's signing, and then she's prompted to reset her password. She's gonna enter the old password, and then she has to create a new password that she doesn't want to share with anybody else. Okay, and then she clicks on confirm password. And then she's gonna go into her dashboard. Here she is, and you see here, this is a username, Alexis Chance. And remember, her access is limited, so that's why you see these red notes here saying access denied, because we're giving users the least privileged permissions, only what they need to use. That's one of the recommended approaches when it's one of the security best practices. So this is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is how you create. I'm gonna walk you through the steps here. This is how you create a group, an IAM group, attach policies of this IAM group, and then you create IAM users. You add those users to your group, and these users will inherit every single policy that you have already attached to the group. And lastly, you create a login profile for console access. And this ends our demo today. Thank you so much for watching. And again, my name is Emmanuel. I am the owner and the founder of T2S, which stands for Transform to Succeed. Thanks for watching. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video.